Hi you guys, it's me, Michelle. Welcome back to another video. As you guys know, I've taken a very big break from YouTube this year, and I wanted to focus this video actually on how I have used the year 2020 to heal myself in all the ways. This is going to be a very long video. I kind of feel like I need to do a couple of different videos, so stay tuned if you guys have questions. Unfortunately, YouTube has turned off my comments. It's been a couple years now. I can't get them turned back on for the life of me, so head over to Instagram and you guys can message me over there if you have any questions. So let's start from the very beginning, shall we? When January 2020 hit, I was already having a rough time in my life. There were a lot of crazy things that were really stressful in my life, and I was not in a great place, let's say. March was my birthday, and 2 days after my birthday was Brad's birthday on March 9th. On March 10th, Brad was laid off from his job. His company at the time was based out of San Francisco, and they downsized the Salt Lake City office dramatically. So that was a huge bummer. Then March 11th was the twins' birthday, and the next day was when quarantine hit and we had to stay home. We were supposed to be leaving on a trip to London and Paris on March 17th, and obviously that didn't happen. But at that time, we didn't know how bad everything was, obviously, but we were really concerned, number one, with Brad's job. I was really nervous and I was really anxious because I knew that things were changing in the world because of coronavirus, and I was nervous how Brad would be able to find a job during this crazy time. And thankfully, he was talking to a couple dozen companies that were interested in him at the time. But slowly, one by one, companies would drop out and say, sorry, we just did a hiring freeze because of COVID and we are not hiring right now. So one by one, they kind of dropped away, and he ended up getting a job at an incredible company that he is with right now, and they are thriving even during these crazy times. So we are super grateful for that. I knew that when quarantine hit, I had two choices. I could go two different paths. I could make it worse and I could be really downtrodden and sorrowful and depressed, or I could be a light. I could be a light to you guys. I could be a light, most importantly, to my family and those close to me. And I knew I needed to be strong for Brad. I needed to be strong for the kids. And I needed to take a step back from social media because it was turning into a really toxic place for me. I feel like it still kind of is, right? So I just knew I had two choices, and I chose to be a light. There were a lot of things in my life at the time that I needed to heal from. Things that had been really hurting me, things that I had not let go. And I realized I love working out. You guys know that. I've always worked out 5-6 days a week. That's just who I am. But my problem was my relationship with food. And this was not just a casual relationship with food. This was using food to numb myself, to numb the pain. I am Mormon, LDS, whatever you want to call me. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So food was my drug in that sense. I would eat when I was happy, I would eat when I was sad, I would eat when I was stressed. I had a very, very bad relationship with food. A very unhealthy using food to numb my stress and numb my pain. I knew I needed this year to focus on bettering myself, and so I sought out help from a lot of professionals in a lot of different areas of my life. I might have to do a separate video just on the health portion of it, but I wanted to encompass most of what I can in this video today. So I decided to heal myself mentally, emotionally, and physically, and these are the things that I did, and this is what worked for me. If you guys need help healing, I would definitely consult a doctor. This is just what worked for me, so don't take my word for it. I am not a professional. This is just my experience. So first off, I needed to take care of myself mentally. Thankfully, I have an incredible therapist who I've been seeing on and off for the past 6 years now. I started meeting with her in 2014. She has been such a light in my life. And I was also able to work with BetterHelp, and with that they gave me resources to work with BetterHelp and a therapist online there too, and that was wonderful as well. So talking to a therapist, I think everybody needs that. I don't think you need to be crazy. I don't think you need to have depression or anxiety. I feel like just having a therapist to listen to you and to help guide you is a game changer. So that was very, very important to me. Through that therapy, I learned to really love myself and to really trust my instincts and to trust my gut in choices and decisions that I would make. And I realized how important it was for me to surround myself with the right people and to surround myself with the right energy. I feel like my body had been holding on to so much pain and to so much trauma, literally from when I had the twins. If you guys had been following me here on YouTube, I mean, it's been 9 years now, 9.5. After I would have a baby, I would bounce back pretty well. I mean, I would have postpartum after Will and Max and even Molly, but within a year, I feel like I would bounce back pretty quickly. The twins, by the time they were 3, I was still not bouncing back. And I feel like my body was retaining so much trauma from the pregnancy, from the depression, from different things that had been triggering me. I feel like my body wouldn't let it go. You guys know I had done WW, I had done Clean Simple Eats, I had done a few different like nutrition programs, and they were all wonderful. But I knew I needed more. Because I needed to change my unhealthy relationship with food, but I needed a professional to like hold my hand and walk me that way. So I'll talk about that at the end as well. So much of what we feel in our mental state triggers our body. So I had hurt my back in October working out, and I could not do most workouts. And so I started doing a ton of Pilates and a ton of yoga. And that was very healing for me. If you guys have ever done either one of those, it's very, very calming and it puts you in tune with your body. I just truly believe that our minds speak to our bodies, and our pain manifests itself through our bodies. And so, like I said, I knew I needed to heal myself in all the ways. So that was kind of how I was taking care of my mental state. I would take breaks off of social media. I started writing in my journal more often. And of course, you guys know I'm very religious. So I was praying, reading scriptures, doing church because we couldn't go to church anymore because of COVID, and doing all of those things to help my mental and spiritual state, especially realizing that my energy needed to be positive and I needed to surround myself with positive energy, whether that was online or in person, or just my interactions in general. So I had to do some drastic things in my life to change that. And I did it very confidently because I knew that it would steer me in the right direction in my life. And I started realizing how incredible it was to be in contact with such inspirational, positive energy in all aspects of my life. And I could do a whole video just on the energy in my life. And I feel like it really started changing my outlook on everybody and every situation, just because I wasn't feeling drained from certain situations. Then one day, a fellow twin mom that I know here in Utah, she actually has 2 sets of twins. She posted a before and after picture of herself, and she said that she had been working with a nutritionist named Trish, and I love and know this Trish, and she said that her life was changed. She said that she could never lose the weight. She had done Whole30 multiple times. She had done keto and all these things. Her hormones were off because she had 6 kids, 2 sets of twins, all that. So I immediately messaged her. I was like, can you tell me more about what Trish did for you and everything? Within a couple days, I was signed up with Trish. And this goes into the physical healing part of my 2020. A lot of you guys had a ton of questions, so I think I'm going to do a separate video over on Instagram on my IGTV just for the questions for you guys. So if you want to check that out after you watch this video, head over there to my Instagram. I called Trish up. I signed up to work with her for 12 weeks. And in that 12-week period, this is actually my very last week with her, I have lost almost 20 pounds, and I'm measuring myself this Friday, so I don't know how many inches or anything. But that's besides the fact. I don't like to mention those numbers, but I just want to tell you that because that's how drastic the change has been in my life. It was so great. Trish completely changed my life. And like I said earlier, I had done multiple meal plans and meal programs, and they were incredible and they were great. And I would lose a few pounds, but the minute I was done, I would gain that and then some more. And it wasn't even that I was gaining weight or anything like that. It was just my relationship with food was so bad. Things would trigger me. I would overeat. I would reward myself. Oh, today was a hard day. I'm gonna eat 12 cookies. I was drinking diet soda like crazy, as you know. So once I talked to Trish and once I decided to work with her, she asked me what my goals were, and she asked me, you know, do you want to give up soda? And I was like, yeah, I really want to. In the first week, I lost a few pounds and I've never looked back. And she helped me count up my macros that were very, very specific to my goals, very specific calories to being in a deficit, to helping me get to where I needed to be in a healthy way. She asked me, you know, how many times do you like to eat a day? Are you a snacky person? What kind of things do you like to eat? Just very, very personalized just for me and my habits. So I usually don't eat in the morning. I usually kind of do intermittent fasting. So I was eating 4 meals a day. It was incredible. I immediately felt better. I lost so much weight the first few weeks because I was losing the sodium. My face wasn't swollen anymore from drinking so much soda. I was drinking 100 ounces of water a day, which was amazing. And I just started feeling better all around. I was able to start pushing myself. As you guys know, I fell in love this year with cycling. Brad got me a road bike and a mountain bike, and I have never looked back. I fell in love with just going on the road and just riding and riding. And my longest ride was with one of my best friends, Sarah. We did a 50-miler one Saturday, and every week we'd push ourselves to go farther and farther. And in those rides, we would have really deep conversations, spiritual conversations, intellectual conversations, and it was so healing to me to be outside in the beautiful sun. And especially with quarantine happening, it wasn't as intense at that point. I believe we had gone to yellow when I started riding my bike. Sometimes I'd go on rides by myself. A lot of the times I would, and I would just ride and ride and ride and push myself, and I couldn't get hurt in the sense of like no back pain, you know, like I could with running. And I started seeing the weight come off and the inches come off, and I knew that it was because my body was finally letting go of the trauma and the pain that I had been holding on to for so many years. And I started to look like myself again in my face. I can always tell in my face if I'm feeling like myself again. I started getting messages from you guys, from my friends that would run into me at the park or something, and they would say, wow, you look so happy. And to me, that is the greatest compliment, way more than, oh, you look skinny or something. And I knew it was because I was finally Michelle again. I was finally Michelle Pearson again. I felt happy again. I didn't have these heavy things weighing me down. I wasn't using food to comfort myself. I was using exercise and friendships and good energy. And I was really cherishing the time with my kids and the time with Brad, and everything was just coming full circle for me, and it was so beautiful. So Trish not only was helping me with my meal plan and my macros, she was keeping me accountable every single day. She would text me. I also had moments where I was about to start my period or something would trigger me or upset me, and I would text her immediately and say, Trish, help, I'm about to go binge. I'm in the pantry right now and I feel like I need to eat my feelings. And she would say, you've worked so hard. She would just walk me through it so I wouldn't binge, and I wouldn't do that. And it just made me think of how many of you might relate to this, because so many of my friends do. Food is such a wonderful thing, and that's why I have loved working with Trish. Is I'm not deprived of carbs, I'm not deprived of proteins or fats. I'm eating good, healthy things that give me the energy that I need, so I'm not hungry, so I feel sustained. And then food is wonderful, and I can eat it. I can eat whatever I want, essentially. I just need to make sure I'm being accountable and keeping track of things so I don't overeat, so I don't make myself sick. And so I'm eating for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. And she has helped me do that. And I have healed in all areas of my life because I started taking care of myself first. I am so over society telling us that we have to put others before ourselves, and that makes us a better person. We can't help other people if we aren't healthy ourselves. And for some, that might be going to a therapist. For some, that might be going to a nutritionist. For some, you can't do those things, which I had never done before, obviously, but I knew I needed to do something drastic. And I also, with Trish, I did not tell her I'm going to post about this. I did not tell her, can you give it to me for free? I wanted to do it all myself in secret. And then when I was done, I wanted to share it with you guys. So that's why I shared it with you last week. I thought last week was my last week, embarrassingly, because I wanted to do this for myself. I didn't want to do it for Instagram. I didn't want everybody to be show-offy about it. I just genuinely wanted to heal myself. And once I did that, that was my motivation. I want to like get to the other side. And when I saw my friend who had originally posted about Trish, she's the one that had a couple of sets of twins. She never posted about her weight loss or anything. She's posted her before and after picture. And I remember looking at that and being like, I want to feel the way she feels. That's my goal. I don't care about the way she looks. I want to look the way she feels. And I feel like I'm there. It's been an incredible journey, and life isn't perfect at all. I have just a better outlook on life. I have more control over the things I can control, because we can't control most things in life, right? We have COVID going around. A lot of you are still in quarantine. There's just a lot of heavy stuff. There's crazy political things going on right now. So basically what I learned is surround myself with the right energy. And that means people, that means the right social media accounts, that means the right, whatever that is. I needed to surround myself and put myself in a good place with the right people so that I could have a good mindset. And here I am. So that's it, you guys. That is how I healed myself in the year 2020. It has been a beautiful year. If you remember, my word of the year was rise, and I feel like I've done it. And I hope that I can continue. I'm not at the end. This is just the beginning. And I'm really excited about life again. And I am not depressed, not eating my feelings. I love food, always have, always will. But I just have a way better relationship with it. And I feel like healing myself has in turn healed my relationship with so many people. And most importantly with myself, because I needed to love myself enough to take care of myself first. And I really truly hope that you guys can do the same. So once again, YouTube has turned off my comments, but if you have any comments, head over to my Instagram. I am going to answer questions over there that you guys have for me. So head over to my IGTV and check that out. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really want to start amping up again now that I'm starting to feel alive again. I'm out of the thick of it, and it's taken 3.5 years postpartum. And for everyone, I feel like it's different. And this has been my personal journey, and I truly appreciate you all for being here. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye.